Are we vibing? We vibing?
You
We
already know it.
vibing? Okay.
Michael, I
Hey.
love you too, my boy. I don't know who that is, but I love you too.
I'm the
All
He
love.
said, say
definition
it
of
back. Say it back.
He said, "Say it back," right?
love, love, love. Who that? What up, fellas?
What's going on?
Huh.
You know,
You got a big cup. What's
it's
that?
large. It's some pineapple juice.
Yo, pineapple juice is underrated.
Yo, the best, the best. It's you need the citrus in your life. Oh, who that? Zach? What up, Zach?
Listen,
Big Zach.
man.
Yeah, you see that, Johnell? He on my side. He knows
Man,
Zach. Zach knows that Kawhi Leonard is a good player, a
oh
great
my
player,
gosh.
a lead your team type player.
You should have started this show with Public Enemy number one because that's me apparently.
Yo, they all out to get Johnell. The second
Between
that promo dropped.
between ins- between Instagram and Twitter, my boy has definitely gotten, he gotten his definitely fair share of slander.
I stand by it. I
Kawhi
stand
is
by
good.
it.
I like how you stand on it, yo. He's gonna die on that hill. I like it.
Absolutely.
I'm the same way. That's probably why we're such good friends because we mad stubborn. We've been doing this for years. That's why the
Fact.
show's gonna be great because we've been doing this for years. Like once you stuck in yours and I'm stuck in mine, we
Yeah,
just two stuck dudes.
What's
that's a
crazy,
fact.
what's funny is last night Janelle and I were talking, and he's like, what's crazy? People don't even have context, and they're going
Yeah.
crazy. I'm like, honestly, the context wouldn't change your
It
opinion, your
doesn't
point
It,
of view.
matter.
Just saying
it
that.
probably wouldn't, honestly.
Yo, there's still just those words. The words alone. Kawhi is not a great player. I was like, what?
And if what I think what made it worse is that I followed up by saying, wait a minute. Are you
Yeah.
saying Kawhi Leonard is not that good? He was like, oh, absolutely, I'm saying
He like
You
doubled down on it.
you were doing your job, honestly.
Yeah. He's a good interviewer.
We're about to get started in like 30 seconds, just giving people a little bit more. Yo, this show today is crazy. And again, I switched some things up on y'all just a little bit. Nothing crazy.
I'm always ready. I'm ready for the
I want to
challenge.
keep y'all on your toes a little bit. Know what I mean?
Sounds good.
All right, here we go. I'm gonna get us started. Everybody, welcome. This is the second episode of Heat Check with your boys Sean, Johnell, and Cash. As you guys know, this episode and all of our episodes are brought to you by Spokesio, a sports app for all athletes and scouts around the world. If you are looking to get discovered as an athlete of all levels, please download Spokesio.com. And if you're a scout looking to find the next LeBron James or the greatest receiver of all time, Odell Beckham Jr., download Spokesio, go to Spokesio.com and do that. All right. So before we start the show, right, I wanted to switch it up a little bit. I know we talk basketball all the time, but there's something that's been heavy on my heart. You guys have seen this out in the public, but I don't want context. I don't want you to explain anything. I just want you to simply give me the 1, the 2, and the 3 rankings. No context, right? No context, no but, if, no, none of that. Just give me the rankings 1, 2, and 3. Rank these vocalists in order. Whitney Houston, Mariah Carey, and Brandy.
Who's going first?
Cash, you can go first.
Okay, I'll start from 3 down. 3 down. Brandy, Mariah Carey, Whitney Houston. That's my order. There is no argument. I don't even think that there's even a discussion here. Why are we doing this? Whitney Houston. Are you going to say that Mariah Carey is better than Whitney Houston? Because if you are, I'm signing off.
You must have not been on my Twitter the last.
I wasn't. I didn't see it. Is there something?
Whitney Houston is definitely number 1, and it starts to get. Oh no, you just said you just want the rankings. I'm gonna go. It's Whitney Houston, it's Brandy, and then it's Mariah.
Yo, Brandy don't hit that F note or whatever. What note is that?
Y'all gotta stop.
Y'all the piano players.
The high notes alone,
but that,
bro.
Yo, it shows the range. Her range is greater.
But go ahead.
No, you got
it. I think I've spoken enough on this. You got it.
Yo, just because you have a great range doesn't mean you're a great vocalist. So technically, Brandy is a much better vocalist than Mariah Carey.
Listen, I'm just saying, Mariah Carey's touching more notes. If y'all are the piano players, how many more keys on the piano can Mariah Carey reach?
But you
That's what
can't
I'm
sing
saying.
an entire song like that, bro. That's a
You
feat.
can. She could do vocal aerobics. She can
She's
go
not.
all the way
What we're
up and all the
saying
way
is,
down,
we're not saying
flipping.
she can't. We're not saying she can. We're saying she's not as good as singing the regular 90% of the song until it gets to that. She's not as good as Brandy. That's all we're
See,
saying.
you couldn't even get up there. That's why it sounded crazy when you said
Because
that.
I'm not Mariah Carey.
Exactly.
Exactly.
That's the point.
Oh man, you
Let's talk
got it,
about
bro.
basketball, man. Let's talk about
Yeah. Let's
basketball,
start
yo.
with
Y'all
basketball.
want to get? You got me hot to start the show like that? Why you do
I'm
that?
sweating. I'm in here
Oh, yo,
sweating.
I'm literally over here like
Yo.
hot. You got me hot.
Anyway, all right. So basketball. Before we get off to the who's hot and who's not, I got to lead with this, man. This has been going on Twitter for the last 24 hours. Draymond and Tony Allen. Draymond put out a statement saying that he's the greatest defensive player of all time, and he stands by that. And again, I salute him for believing in himself. Right? He's a great defender. He's won Defensive Player of the Year. Of course, you should be able to say that. But then Tony Allen took offense to that, right? Mr. The grind father himself said, Draymond, he said, who stamped you? Literally, who stamped you? And he's saying that because Kobe Bryant stamped him as the ultimate defender. He
Against
said,
him. He said hardest guy he ever played against.
Hardest guy he ever played against. Who do you guys got in this one? Draymond or Tony Allen? Who's the better defender?
I'm going with the same thing. I'm sticking with Kobe. And we saw Tony Allen do it for a long time on some great teams too, at like the highest moments. Draymond been there too, and he's definitely a special player. As far as like today's game, because he's undersized, guarding a lot of bigs, and then he can switch off and he can stick with these guards and all these versatile wings that are out there as well. So he's definitely a versatile defender. Tony Allen was put handcuffs and shackles on you type stuff. Like Kobe, respect him, because even Kobe still was like one of the greatest players we all could admit of all time. He still was giving them buckets, but he had to work hard for them buckets, way harder than he had to work for anybody else. I don't think anybody in the league, like the greatest scorers, like Kevin Durant, is not going to be like, yo, I'd rather go against Draymond, or I'd rather go against Ben Simmons, who I think is right now the best defender in the league, or I'd rather go against Giannis than go against Draymond. Like, Kevin Durant is like, he don't want to go one-on-one with Giannis all day. That's a dude the same size as him, same height, same quickness. He don't want to have to do that. If you were going to give him a 2, you would pick. I don't think anybody would have been like, yo, walk out the court and be like, yo, I hope Tony Allen's guarding me tonight. None of those players would say that.
Before Johnell goes, what I liked about I watched an interview with Kobe Bryant a couple years back, asking him about the best defenders he's ever faced, and he talked about how Tony Allen would not. It was like not even just like his physicality, but his mentality was different. Like he said, Tony's the only player to ever guard him and not ask for help. He said guys are like, yo, when Kobe's in the post, because he loves working from the post.
He's like, help me.
Tony never asked for help. Tony was always willing to take on that one-on-one challenge, and he would take the physicality to Kobe. Kobe's
that's huge.
He had bruises on his body at the end of the game, and how much he loved that. So
that's huge.
Who do you got? Tony Allen or Draymond?
I think I can kind of see where Draymond's coming from in this sense. My pick is Tony Allen. If I just want somebody to lock somebody up, Kobe. If I had Jordan in his prime, Tony Allen. But Draymond Green, like Cash was saying, he can guard 1 through 5. So if I have a team that's pretty good defensively, above average defensively, I would love to have a Draymond Green who's going to be able to kind of elevate because he's able to switch off onto everybody. I would rather that on a complete team than one Tony Allen on a subpar team. Does that make sense?
That makes sense.
I would say Tony Allen, if we're saying I need a stop. I need somebody to go out and lock Kobe up for the next 3 minutes, it's Tony Allen. Right. But if it's in a team sort of kind of dynamic, I think Draymond kind of got a case.
So my 2 cents before we move on to this is Deuce said him back in 2003 to 2012 was locking anybody.
Deuce? Yo, Deuce was a good defender.
He was a good defender. So my thing on the on the Draymond thing, first of all, it's not even close. Draymond's not. Forget Tony Allen. He's not close to being the best defensive player of all time. And it didn't hit me honestly until today when I was at work and I'm thinking like, Draymond was wilding. We talk about Ben Wallace, Dennis Rodman, Michael Jordan,
Gary Payton, Michael Jordan in his
Kobe
prime.
Bryant,
Kobe was
Tim
a great
Duncan,
defender.
Kevin Garnett, Bruce Bowen, Ron Artest, Raja Bell.
Yeah,
all those guys.
All these guys.
And if you ask me to, I think it's Tony too. And I think Tony's defensive skills is more transferable, like in the eras or the times that they played in. Because Draymond,
I believe
you guys talk about
Draymond ain't gonna be beating up on Shaq or nothing like that.
And
he could push these big men around now that are like 215.
Right. Yeah. Right. Draymond's guarding 1 through 5 now because everybody has the 3-point line. But back in the early 2000s, when you had all those 7-foot centers backing
he ain't doing
out,
all that.
No chance.
Draymond would have been begging for help. He would have asked for 2. Let me get 2. Hey, come on, man, help me against Shaq. You kidding me?
That's a fact. Yeah.
Because Draymond, even for a forward, he's undersized. He's only like 6'5", and so he's undersized.
Listed at 6'9".
They list him at 6'9". That's crazy.
They list him at 6.
That's crazy. All right. So Tony Allen and Draymond had the internet on fire yesterday. It brought debates all over the sports world. Who is the hot team or the hot player from the last week of basketball? Johnell, I'll start with you.
Yo, I got to double down, man. Cash brought him up last week. I think it's the Raptors, man. We hear it's a trade deadline tomorrow. We're hearing a lot of talk about Kyle Lowry being out of there. And it's crazy, just 2 years removed from a championship. It looks like the Raptors are in a full rebuild.
You're talking about the hot team or the not team?
Oh, my fault. That's a not team. My fault.
You got it.
I was caught off guard with that at first.
My fault. Not team. So 2 years removed, these guys are they're in a rebuild. They brought in Kawhi, they won a championship. Low key, it almost feels like they sold their soul to win a championship. But now they don't got Kawhi, they don't have DeRozan. Kyle Lowry's getting up there in age. Pascal Siakam, he's not the guy we thought he was.
No.
We thought he was, me included, we thought he was going to be the next big thing, and he's just not. So I apologize. I jumped the gun. This isn't my hot team. This is my not team. I got to go with the Raptors. I got to double down on what Cash said last week.
Cash, who's your not team? Since Johnell started off with the knots, let's hear who's your not team.
Hey, man, I'm sorry, bro. You're not going to like this. But it's the Lakers, man. The Lakers are not hot right now. They're on a 3-game digger right now, 3-game loser streak, 5-5 in their last 10. They've fallen down to 4th in the West. You know that between that 4 and 10, there's only 4 games separating those teams in the West from 4th to 10th. LeBron out, AD out, and we don't know when he's coming back. LeBron, I mean, he's not human, so maybe he comes back faster from this injury than normally, but I just think that they could fall into a dangerous place if they don't pick this up. And I mean, like Johnell said, we got the trade deadline tomorrow, all right? So they're talking about Drummond on the buyout. They're talking about bringing it. They need someone. They're talking about Woj was talking about Kyle Lowry today. They need something to bridge this gap because they're going to be in serious danger. I'm looking at the standings right now on ESPN, and at the bottom of the West, at the bottom is Dallas. Dallas is at 8. Golden State is at 22 and 22. Golden State is at 9 at 22 and 22. And then you got Memphis. I want to talk about Memphis in a little bit, but you got Memphis creeping too. So they're all right there. And I think the injury situation with them right now and the guys they brought in free agency not really like carrying them the way that they thought, through the season, whether or not AD or LeBron were healthy or not. They just got to get a change in there quick to kind of carry them through this just to get to the playoffs. We know when those 2 guys are healthy and they're on that team, they could beat anybody, but they got to get there.
To add on to what you said, the Lakers are so not the hot team that I almost forgot they played last night.
Yeah.
Like I remembered, I completely just forgot because I came home from work I was getting settled, and I just completely forgot. I was like, oh, Twitter had to remind me the Lakers are on, right? But to add on to that, when LeBron got hurt on Saturday, me and Gene talked about it that same night, and he was like, as long as LeBron comes back, healthy for the playoffs, he wants a healthy postseason. I'm like, bro, LeBron is supposed to miss weeks. They're gonna mess around and miss the playoffs.
They gotta get there.
I don't see a team that they're gonna beat on their schedule without their two. I don't see the team even though they're not. There's only so many dominant teams. The Lakers are just not good without their two top-heavy guys. So it's like they're gonna mess around and miss the playoffs. By the time LeBron comes back, it's too late. But like you said, maybe he's superhuman and he overcomes it and comes back in 2 weeks and is back to who he was. But I think
exactly
out until right up to the playoffs.
I agree.
I'm
looking at the teams behind them at 4, right? You got Denver at 5. Jokic playing MVP level basketball right now. Jokic out of control. Jamal Murray getting heated up a little bit. You got Portland. Y'all know I love Portland. And my goddamn, guess who's back? CJ McCollum, right there at 6. You got San Antonio. See what they do at the deadline and stuff like that and trading and all that stuff like that. But that's a good young team that's coached, and Pop is always going to have them ready to play. And then you got Dallas. If they could get Porzingis back to be playing every night, I mean, these are the teams. And then you never want to count out Golden State. They're going to get healthy at some point. Memphis is fully healthy minus Jaren Jackson. These teams are coming. The Pelicans, who just beat the Lakers last night, they're going to come. And behind them, you got Sacramento, who wants to make the playoffs. I mean, the West is deep. There's a lot of teams that are still there. And you remember, it's that 9-10, they get into that playing game, man. Like, don't fall to 7. Don't fall to 7.
What I will say, if the Lakers are able to hang on to a playoff spot, it won't matter.
Right.
If they're healthy, AD, LeBron, fully healthy, 100%.
It won't matter. Yeah. Then this point is all
they can come into your gym with 20,000 fans or less at this point.
Doesn't matter.
And beat you. So
doesn't matter, They
that's
don't
the
need
scary part, though.
They don't need the 4 home games.
Imagine Utah winning 60 games out of 72, and then the Lakers get an 8 seed. They come into your building and sweep you out the building. That would be terrible. All right,
man, Utah fans would be sick.
Devastated for them.
So the Toronto Raptors are cold. The Lakers are cold. My Lakers are super cold. It's breaking my heart.
I'm sorry.
Who's hot right now? Who's popping? Cash, I'll start with you.
The Philadelphia 76ers. And it makes me vomit saying those words because
of without Embiid.
Because without Embiid for the last 7, 2 of their 9 wins were against my Knicks. Now they're 9-1 in the last 10. Right? Like I said, 7 games without Embiid. Ben Simmons, again, cuffs and shackles on anybody on the court. Draymond got worried about being a better defender than him first before he talked about being the greatest defender ever. Ben Simmons, my defensive player of the year. He's averaging 16 points a game, 7 rebounds, and 6 assists, shooting 53% from the field in those last 10 games. This dude is balling out right now. He's doing everything for them, and not to mention, this is all without Seth Curry as well, who was a big free agent acquisition for them and who provides shooting for them. Again, trade deadline's tomorrow. We might have to come back out here, though. I got class tomorrow, but we have to come back out here. I don't know. We'll figure something out. I'll do it from the car or something on the ride down. It's crazy, man. There's a lot going on. So we're going to see what Philly does at the deadline. Maybe they bring back J.J. Redick for some more shooting. Maybe they get in this Norman Powell sweepstakes, since the Raptors are sellers at the trade deadline. Raptors haven't been sellers at the trade deadline, I don't think, ever. They've always been buyers and trying to bring guys in. So, it's this playoff push, this last half is going to be so much fun, man. I'm glad we're starting the show when we're starting it.
Janelle, who you got? Who's popping?
I got Giannis and the Bucks staying in the Eastern Conference. I mean, over the last 5 games, I got to hear Giannis, 24-point triple-double, 33-point triple-double, 31-point triple-double, a 32, 15, and 5 assist game, a 26, 8, and 15 assist game. He's been going nuts.
Freak.
He's a freak. They've won 7 in a row. They're 9 out of their last 10. My one thing, I don't want to put them on a pedestal right now. We've come to expect this from Giannis in the Bucks regular season. So they're scorching hot right now. He's scorching hot specifically. And I mean, really, it's just let's see what they do down the stretch and into the playoffs.
What they gonna do in the playoffs? That's the only question. Nobody cares about how many MVPs anymore. We've seen the MVPs. We've seen them do everything except we still what 70-something wins or what 60-something wins,
60
high
something, yeah.
60s. We've seen them do it all. Only thing we haven't seen them do is get past the second round of the playoffs. So they need
Exactly.
to. That's what show me that. Show me that, and then I'll believe in them. That's what I'm saying about Milwaukee.
J. Cole said, "Tell Giannis to shoot a jumper." And somewhere Deuce is punching a wall because Deuce swears Giannis does not need a jumper to be the ultimate dominant force. That
yes, he does, bro.
Yo, he's
well, that's the thing.
Stop this madness, Deuce.
I'm gonna set myself up again. I'm not even a big Giannis fan.
That's what somebody said. Is he good though? They said Giannis bars up. But is he good though?
He's trolling. He's trolling because I said something about Ben Simmons. But anyway, we're moving on. We're gonna do a Who Would You Rather NBA trade deadline edition this time.
Let's
do it.
Your team is a key player from contending for a championship. Let's say like a Miami Heat or one of those other teams out there, the Phoenix Suns or something like that. And these two players are available. Which one are you most willing to give up an asset or assets to get? Victor Oladipo or Aaron Gordon?
Oladipo. It's a guards league. And
Gordon's like a big guard though.
His handle not tight like that. Oladipo's going to provide. Oladipo's going to provide more. He's again more versatility. Like Aaron Gordon, outstanding athlete, but somebody got to really like set him up. Kind of like I like Oladipo. I believe that this is a guards league right now. You need a guard. He can double as a combo guard, at point or shooting guard. So he can do that. He can set himself and other guys up. He's got the same level of athleticism. I think and he's still in his mid late 20s. What is Oladipo? 27, I think right now.
He's definitely not 30 yet.
Would that situation change your thinking at all? Let's say if it's a team that's guard heavy already, would that change your perception? Because I think Aaron Gordon's underrated. I don't think he's a superstar or even a star, but I think he's an underrated player.
I would take him on my team for sure. What is he though? Like, is he a power forward? Is he a small forward? Is he like a pseudo NBA Today center? What is he?
I think he's right. I think he's right in there. The issue at the small is that he doesn't have a shot like that.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, like he can't shoot from beyond the arc. So I think that pushes him more to that power forward position. I tend to agree. I tend to agree with you, Cash. I think Victor. I mean, my concern with both of them would be availability. I feel like they're always hurt, but again, it is a guards league, and we've seen Victor get hot and go on these runs. And
he dropped 40.
I mean, right now he's in a bad situation down in Houston. But in the right system with the right surrounding cast, I think he can still go out there and be somebody. I don't even think he would be starting on a contending team. He could come off the bench and give you a solid 15, 18 points on any given night, which is a huge boost for a team that's in contention.
Listen, if Oladipo added to Miami as presently constituted, at that Miami team, you put him on that team right now.
Well, it won't be
move ahead.
They would have to trade away their key.
No, that's what I'm saying. All right, so yeah, you added even with the asset. What do we say? They're going to want Tyler Hero and what else? Like a draft pick?
None.
Yeah,
or Kendrick Nunn.
It's going to take that much to get him for the money to match up. Yeah, for the money to match up. That's true.
You just told me all the reasons why you like him. Now you think you're going to get him for
No, I'm saying because it would just be you have to make sure you're going to sign him. He's going to be an unrestricted free agent in June.
He wants to be in Miami.
Those are like the other factors that we make sure. But I'm just saying, like, the circumstances contractually are what make me be like, why am I going to give you all this stuff if I don't even know he's going to want to say? Like, I need some assurances. But I'm saying if you add him to that team, like even if you take Nunn and Tyler Hero off that team, they got to keep Duncan Robinson. They got to do anything to keep Duncan Robinson. I could give away Hero. You keep Duncan Robinson and add him with Oladipo and Jimmy Butler and Bam and plug any person breathing into that lineup as a fifth, and that team going back to the finals. Put me in that lineup and we're going to the finals.
We got a clean sweep. Oladipo over Aaron Gordon. I think it's not as much of a wash. I think Aaron Gordon in the right team. Like, yes, Hasim makes a great point. Look at Oladipo in Orlando. We were like, oh, he's a bust. He was a top 3 pick. Didn't work out. He goes to OKC. He has a breakout year. He goes to Indy. He has an all-star year. So I think circumstances and situations do greatly matter for certain players. Certain guys can go anywhere and ball out, but certain guys need to be in the right system to ball out.
We know he could do it. I think Aaron Gordon, there's the same goes for him too. I think if he was in a situation like, I think he should be coming off somebody's bench on a contending team and just be that primary scorer for somebody coming off the bench. That's what I think he did. Like if you add him to like the Clippers and he's the guy coming off the bench, he's almost like a Montrez and comes in and just scores.
I like that. Yeah. All right, Johnell, it's trivia time. It's the part of the show we never get right. What you got?
Do I have to make the questions easier?
Yeah, lighten up first to start. you got me reading basketballreference.com like just random. I was like, let me get ready for this week.
All right. So we are on the verge of witnessing history this season. There's a player right now, 2020, 2021 season, who is on pace to have the best ever catch and shoot 3-point percentage in history, shooting 52.7% on shoot and catch 3-pointers. Can you name that player?
Oh my God.
I'm going to get Joe Harris.
Joe Harris?
Okay, so you're going to say Joe Harris. I feel like it's too obvious. This is just catch and shoot.
Catch and shoot.
For me, it was Joe Harris. I won't even say the other name so you don't get it right.
Is it Buddy Hield? I don't know. He should be shooting high percentage
he
threes.
He be dribbling a lot.
Yeah, he's not a catch and shooter.
So correct answer is Joe Harris.
Okay.
Great job, Sean.
See, I should have said the same thing.
It's because I've never seen him miss.
Yeah, exactly. But Buddy Hield isn't a terrible guess. If the season were to end and Joe Harris is number 1, Buddy Hield would actually be number 4.
Okay,
the 2017-18 season, he shot 49% on catch and shoot threes.
Okay.
So you were right there, Cash.
But then he got paid, so he started crossing dudes over. He got paid, now all of a sudden he and one now.
He out here doing way too much, yo. He got that money. He's like, showing off.
All right,
showing off.
Cash, the games are getting ready to start, so I want to get through this. Your safe bets before we move on to the next subject.
Yes.
So
okay. If you got time to still get it in, you could take. Well, this is an ESPN game. This first game I got.
Yeah, I got Boston and Milwaukee, right?
Yeah. But I got Boston and Milwaukee. I got Milwaukee -6.5 at versus Boston at home. Okay. That Milwaukee. We just got done talking about how they're drumming everybody. Boston is in a glass case of. They're in a glass case of emotion, yo. Like they're just. I don't know what's going on over there. They're talking about trades. They're talking about. God, it's a mess over there.
It's crazy, yeah.
I don't know what, but they're somehow still in it. Like it's weird. It's the East.
They're 8 seed, yeah.
It's the East. And then I also have for the late night, I got Dallas -8 on the road against Minnesota. We got no Cat in that lineup. No D'Angelo Russell. Minnesota is done for. And I'm going with Dallas because they hit for me last week.
I was gonna say they took care of you last week.
They hit for me last week.
Comfortably.
That's what I would do if I was gonna put my cash on it.
Okay, well there you have it. He's not an expert, y'all.
I'm not an expert, but this is what I would do.
That's what he would do. All right. I want some quick takes right here. Just kind of rapid fire. I want you to tell me. It's a prediction. I'm gonna name the player, and you're gonna tell me what team that player is gonna be on by the end of tomorrow or within the next week, because you know the buyout market is still there. Gotcha. All right. Andre Drummond.
Lakers.
Oof. I'll go Lakers too.
LaMarcus Aldridge.
Miami.
San Antonio.
You don't think? He's getting bought out.
They've been
really?
Yeah. They're trying to
it's done. He hasn't even played. He hasn't played in like a week.
In like 2 weeks, yeah.
Because they're waiting for the buyout.
Mm-hmm.
Pass.
So the teams that are considering him, I'll help you out.
Is Phoenix one of them?
No, it's 3 teams he's considering, actually.
Okay.
It's the Lakers, Miami. No, the Lakers, Miami, and the Nets. Everybody's considering the
Everybody wants the Nets. Nets want everybody.
So
I don't know which way it is.
If that's the case, I got to say Miami.
Okay. Kyle Lowry.
Philly.
Oh, I like Philly a lot, man.
Philly. I think they get rid of Thibault.
They bring him home?
I think they get rid of Thibault or one of those younger guys. What's the other young guard they got? Shake Milton or one of those guys. Somebody got to go. They're gonna get somebody with championship playoff experience. They can let go of a young player. And Doc.
Do we want to take Simmons off ball? I keep
no, we don't want. Lowry doesn't have to be on the ball. Like that's gonna be another shooter for them, another tough, gritty defender. Think about adding. Think about hold up.
I do.
But no,
we can get into that.
Sean, on that team though, Sean, think about this. Defensively, Lowry, Ben Simmons, and a healthy Embiid. How you scoring on that? Even the Nets. Ben Simmons guarding Durant. Lowry making it a nuisance for James Harden, right? And then you got Embiid just being Embiid. Like, I mean, Kyrie ain't coming in there doing all that double clutch up and under around Embiid. Embiid gonna punch that to the fifth row.
Yes, he is. You got.
Not on Embiid.
Johnell, where's Lowry playing next week or tomorrow?
Dang, I don't want to agree with Price on everything, man.
I made a point. Sense. I'm making sense of that.
I like Philly for Kyle Lowry too.
It makes so much sense.
Don't be surprised if the Lakers trade for Lowry. Woj broke
really?
Yeah.
What do they have to give? What could they give up?
Listen, right now, Toronto's selling. I don't think it's going to require one of the top guys. It might require KCP, and they might want Trez. I wouldn't do that trade. I'm not trading Trez.
I was going to say, that's not even a good trade for the Lakers.
The Lakers seem desperate, though. Maybe they're feeling the pressure of maybe the injuries are more serious than we think, and they're trying to buy time until LeBron gets back. We'll see.
Soft tissue injuries aren't good. Aaron Gordon, I think he stays put. I think he's in Orlando. I just don't hear the interest like that. Like I don't know what you heard. I haven't seen anything. Anybody? Boston, but
Boston and
at what cost? We don't know how desperate are they.
Well, they have a ton of picks, so we know Boston's got picks.
They can make it happen. Okay.
I'm sick of Boston. I could see them up in Boston. I mean, we're really only talking about contenders as well. Like, ideally, all these people are going to contenders, but it's not. That's not necessarily the case. Aaron Gordon. I'm just trying to think of like a team that's in need of that poor power small forward.
Yeah, whatever position he is. I don't know.
Sean, who is he in the running for anybody? Is anybody looking for Aaron Gordon that you're aware of?
Boston wants him badly. In Houston. I heard Houston actually had like a deal almost agreed upon for him.
Yeah. But do you want to do him like that and trade him to Houston? That's foul.
That's the thing. That deal
trade him to a worse team that he's on now?
But I heard Boston is trying desperately to get Aaron Gordon.
Yeah. He requested a trade, correct?
He requested a trade, but today Woj on ESPN.
He backed it up.
His show said that he's kind of like having reservations about
because he heard that Houston and Boston, two garbage teams was the only one that wanted him. He said, man, I might as well stay put. At least it's warm here.
Right.
Let's go with
Thaddeus Young what about Thaddeus Young?
Let's send Aaron Gordon out west. Let's send him to let's send that man to Portland.
Portland?
Okay. Now
who are they gonna go?
Is Vic a Nick Oladipo? Where is he playing?
Oladipo?
Yeah. Is he a Nick?
No, from what Ian Begley was saying today, everything I heard from Ian Begley, and you know he's the Knicks beat writer, he's got it all as soon as it happens. He was like, he doesn't see the interest in Oladipo as far as like trading, but they would pursue him in free agency.
Right.
That's what everything from Knicks front office is saying. And listen, I would love the addition of Oladipo. I want the Knicks to get any versatile guard out there.
Where is he playing tomorrow?
Where is he playing tomorrow? I gotta say Miami makes a move for him. Okay. They make it happen because it's gonna be long term. They'll work it out. They'll work out the contract that he signs back or a sign and trade. I don't know how they do it, but they're gonna do it. I think he ends up in Miami.
Again, I don't know what the trade interest or the market is for Vic right now. I'm gonna say Charlotte, sitting at the 7th seed, lost Melo. Maybe they bring Victor in, hoping for a little bit of a spark.
And they put Devontae Graham and Malik Monk and all these
Last
guys
one.
on the market too.
Last one before we get on to who we think is going to be the hot team and the not team next week. Lonzo Ball. Where's Lonzo Ball going to be at the trade deadline tomorrow?
Man, listen, at the right price, I hope it's with the New York Knicks. Even Magic, and you heard him say it on First Take yesterday. Even Magic said that he is the point guard exactly for this team that the Knicks have. That right now, he's the perfect point guard. The Knicks are last place in pace. They're last place in fast break points. This dude is a walking fast break. He would throw alleys to Mitchell Robinson and R.J. Barrett and all those guys, get them out on a break running, get them scoring easy points. Everybody knows now that Julius Randle is here, right? The points are getting harder for him to score in the half court. We got to get somebody to get things moving faster off of missed shots and up the court and get things easier. And Lonzo Ball does that. People talk about the shooting. He's shooting the best he's been shooting in his career this year. He's up to what 43%, I think now, which is good. And you like to see him more aggressive on offense. But listen, I like Lonzo to end up on the Knicks, even if it's not on the deadline. I hope it stays in New Orleans. It comes in free agency.
I'm gonna talk it into existence. Lonzo, if Victor's not going to Charlotte,
shut up, James.
Lonzo Ball is going to Charlotte.
I knew it.
And LeVar Ball is going to talk everything into existence.
Never lost.
Never lost.
And they ought to sign Jello off the G League.
I was gonna say they're gonna create the trifecta. Listen,
MJ
I would love
about
to
it.
see that.
MJ is that kind
I would love to see it too.
MJ is that type of team president that would do that.
I really do believe Lonzo would be great in Charlotte with his brother.
I think so too.
I think that would be a really good mix. All right.
Wow.
So who do we have next week? Who do we think is going to be the hot team next week? We want to put it on record so that I can make sure to remind y'all if your team that you said was going to be hot is trash. Who's going to be hot next week? Who's going to be not next week?
Cash, you can go ahead.
I'll go first. Okay. My hot, the Memphis Grizzlies. I mentioned them before.
Okay.
They're sitting at 500, 20-20. Ja Morant back playing very, very well. Now, the schedule is tough, right? The 8 of their next 10 games are on the road. But they got sitting OKC. They're at OKC. They should win that. They're at Utah for the back-to-back, and then they're at Houston. They should win that. And then after that, they got another one against Utah at home, another one against Minnesota. I mean, these are all winnable games. Every game is winnable. Like I said before, they're coming back. They're getting healthy. That team is a young, fiery team, coached well, and we all know about Ja. He's catching one-handed alley-oops, all this stuff. He's doing it
highlights every night.
Every night he plays. They're playing tonight. I can't wait. Every night. I love Ja Morant. Oh, my goodness. That dude is great to watch. That's who I think is going to be hot. They're going to get hot and stay hot, which is going to make the Lakers very nervous.
My hot team is I'm going to ride with Milwaukee still, man. Over the next week, they got Boston twice. They play the Knicks. They play the Clippers. None of those teams are over 500 against teams with a winning record. And, again, just with the way Giannis has been playing, with how hot that team has been in general, I just expect them to keep on rolling. They'll probably win at least 3 of the next 4 before y'all see us again.
Okay. Well, that was that. As you guys know, we like to end the show with power rankings of the teams that we feel are the 3 best teams in the league. I'll go first, and then you guys could follow. I did something very rare that we haven't done with this ranking this week. As the number 1 team, I still got the Brooklyn Nets. I think they're the best team in the NBA right now by far. As my number 2 team, I have the Philadelphia 76ers, who Cash has not stopped talking about for 2 straight weeks. And they're doing this without their best player. And then at the 3, right? So that's 2 Eastern Conference teams so far. Brooklyn, Philly. At the 3, I got those creeping Milwaukee Bucks, who are 9-1 in their last 10 games.
Mm-hmm.
They are coming. They're starting to look like a team of last year. Now, playoff time, that's a whole different ballgame. We don't know what's going to happen if they're going to get over the hump. But right now, they are the 3rd best team in the NBA to me. I removed the Suns to put the Milwaukee Bucks with how well they've been playing.
Yo, I like it. I like it. I'm going to do something crazy right now. Because I've been saying it for a long time before this show. I'm keeping it all in the East. The 3 best teams in the league right now, as with injuries taken into account and everything like that, but the 3 best teams in the league right now are Brooklyn at 1, Milwaukee's at 2, and Philadelphia's at 3. And I only say that because they're minus Embiid. And the injuries might catch up to them at some point. But the way Doc's got them playing, the defense that they're playing is great. Brooklyn, the offense, we all know. James Harden, think about this. Can I just make a claim for James Harden as the MVP right now while we are here? James Harden, I know, had a rough start to the season. He was trying to get traded out there. Since he has got to Brooklyn, people talk about him playing with all these other guys. He only played 7 games with these guys. And he's been giving them the numbers all year. He's played every game. And he's just doing it with all whoever the guys that are left on the team. I don't even know who they are, but he's just doing it with them. It's him and Joe Harris knocking down threes, and DeAndre Jordan just catching lob after lob after lob. And it's James Harden's ability to read these angles and make these plays. I'm loving what they're doing. And obviously, Milwaukee, they're a top team in the league. We just got to see how far they're going to take it. That's really it.
Yep. I'm with Cash.
They're a top team. Are they the top team?
Exactly.
That's what we got to find out.
I got Nets and Bucks 1, 2, and then 3. I'm still not sold on Utah. I know. I just can't. I can't do it.
It's Utah.
Exactly. Nobody liked to play Utah in video games, right?
Yeah, that's what LeBron said.
I got Phoenix at 3.
Okay.
Again, I just love they got a complete team. I think CP3, while people know basketball, know how great of a point guard he is. I think just general public, they hear the name, they see the face, and they just don't realize how great of a point guard he is and a leader he is. And I think that's really going to bring something to that Phoenix Suns team down the stretch and into the playoffs. So I got Phoenix 3, the Bucks 2, Nets 1.
Or I like that.
Well, there you have it. I got Brooklyn, Philly, Milwaukee. Cash has Brooklyn, Milwaukee, Philly, and Johnell has Brooklyn, Milwaukee, and Phoenix Suns. Shout outs to Chris Paul, the point guard.
I didn't even say nothing about Blake Griffin catching a bang the other day, too. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
it surprised me.
I
I don't know
thought
why
he ain't had it. I thought he ain't had it.
I didn't think he had it either.
Y'all crazy, man.
The knees, the ankles, his
did.
feet. Yeah, he said he went up there and snatched one real quick.
All right,
you saw everybody went crazy, too.
He was probably in an ice bath for 24 hours.
It was all over the place. I'm like, yo, he's been dunking his entire life, literally. What are we doing here?
He jumped over a car.
Okay, let's say Bucks to the finals. We'll see if they can get over that hump. But shout outs to everyone who joined us today for our second episode. This was fun. It's always great, chopping it up and interacting with y'all. We will see you guys again next Wednesday. Don't hold me to that though, because we might pull up tomorrow for a trade deadline special.
We might.
Ask the people. Should we be on twice a week? Or just keep it to the once a week on Wednesdays?
Yeah.
Should we do another one on Saturday?
Have you had enough?
Let's talk about it.
We'll put together a formal post.
That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do a poll. I'm gonna do a poll with some highlights.
Yeah.
And we keep Kawhi out of this one so they can vote yes. And then,
I can't listen to this nonsense.
We'll see you guys next week. I'll holler at y'all. Great job.
All right, fellas. Yep.
Later.